uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil.
All right.
I love being black. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black.
Come on in, people. Come on
You
in.
already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black.
Mm-hmm. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. I love being black. Come on in. Come on in.
You already know what it
A
is.
little early tonight.
Live,
I gotta be off
uncut,
here.
unedited, tell the truth,
And what?
and shame the devil.
Come on
I
in.
love being black.
Come on in. 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 I love being black. All right. Come on in. Come on in. All right. All right. Come on in, people.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and
what?
shame the devil.
All right.
I love being black.
I need everybody to start liking the video. Like the video. Like the video. Like the video. What's up, Keenan Nicole? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Like the video, people. Like the video. All right. Made, I see you. Timothy Thrash, D Broadway, all of y'all guys, I see you. Make sure you guys like the video. Like the video. We're going to share a video. It's going to be like a 40-minute long video. So you got to watch it. We're talking about Brandon Johnson today and what's going on with the migrants. So it's going to be a long video today. Long video, people. 40 minutes. I got some more. 40 minutes. And we're going to listen to it. And we're going to evaluate some of the things that he says. So I suggest that you guys take notes. Take a lot of notes. Make sure you share it. Share. Let me just get into the comments section real quick. And let's do that. Hey, Keenan Nicole, what's going on? Lupidia, I think I got that right. Hey, how you doing, my sister? Yolanda Williams, what's going on, Yolanda? Latanya Gamblin. All right. All right, Sean Niddles. What's up, Sean? We talking about Brandon Johnson today, Modesto Otis. And all right, Dewana Williams. Hey, Miss Dewana. All right. Deborah Singleton. Hey, Miss Deborahton. All right. All right. Blessings. Shirley Lindsay. And we're going to talk about this press conference today. Anita Marshfield. We're going to show it from my crime chasing page. I got it up there. And we're going to show it because we need it. We need it. Ronnie Johnson, what's going on? Make sure y'all hit everybody. I need everybody to like the video. Lynette Brown, how you doing? Anita Marsh. All right. What's that? James Gardner. Y'all falling off, brother. Y'all made it. Crime chasing. Now you have a podcast. I'm not falling off, brother. I do both. I talk and chew bubble gum. Didn't you see me chase a crime yesterday? Yeah, ain't no falling off, brother. I'm not here to entertain. Crime Chasers is not here to entertain us. It's just to bring awareness, let us know what's going on in our community. And same as the podcast. Mohammed, what's up? Roselle, I see you. Yeah. Latanya Johnson Myers. How you doing, my sister? Red Lee. Yeah. Louis Ramsey, what's up, brother? So I tag you what happened to Blake Moore at Jules' store this evening. I didn't even see it. Oh, wow. Michelle Ruckner. All right. Regina, what's up? Miss Regina, what's going on? I see you. I see you. You know, crime chasing is not entertainment, people. It's to bring you awareness what's going on what in the community. So I need you guys to start liking. I need you guys to start liking the page. I need you to hit like button. I need 100 likes before we get started. I need 100 likes before we get started. 100 likes, people. We got like 60 people in here on one page and the other page. Come on in. I'll give you a shout out. Just come on in. Brenda. Brenda? Hey, Brenda, what's going on? Brenda Ross. Go hit that like button, Brenda. What's that? Portia Rose J. Cox. Keep it going. Thank you. Hit that like button for me, please. Hit the like button. I need 100 likes before I get started. 100 likes, and I need you guys to share. I'm going to share. I need you guys to share it. I tell you, I need 100 likes. There should no reason why I'm getting 100 likes before I get started. 100 likes. And let me, because before we show the video is kind of long. We might show it in 10 minutes increments. Then we'll start discussing it. It's about our Brandon Johnson today. A lot of us, we're concerned about Brandon Johnson, and we're going to talk about him today. All right, come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Hit that like button. Lewis, what's up with that? Let me see who that was. All right, okay. Hey, Peggy Gay, what's going on, Peggy? I see you. Tasha, folks, I think I pronounced that. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Latrice Jones, I'm not asking you guys for no money or nothing. I just need you guys to hit like on the button. Hit the like button. Share it. Tag someone into it. Even if you don't want to share it, tag someone into it. That's okay with me. Tag someone to it. This is live, uncut, unedited, people. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. Come on in, family. Latrice Jones, I see you. All right, Mobley Advisory Council, okay. Louis Ramsey, all right. Hit that like button. Yep. I need 100 likes before I get started, people. Hit that share button. I need at least 50 shares. Michelle Lee Daniel, I see you, Michelle. I see you. I see you. And I need your guys to hit it. I need 100 like button before we get started. At least 50 shares. All right. We got to get the message out, people. We got to get the message out. We got to get it out. We got to get it out. That's right. Subscribe to my YouTube, Martin G. Johnson. Do that, people. Just in case Facebook want to start tripping again, we always got YouTube. We got that for a backup. So come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right. It's going to be a great conversation, and we're going to tone down because we've been too much cussing on here. We got Natasha, what's going on? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Good sister there. Good sister. All right. Good sister. And I need 100 likes. Make sure you guys tag someone. If you don't want to share it, tag someone. Tag someone in the video. Do that for me. I'm not on here begging for no money. My phone ain't broke. My bill need to be paid, but that's okay. I'm not begging nobody for nothing. Just come on here. What's up, Jessica? I see you. YouTube. Jessica, make sure you hit that like button on YouTube. Hit that like button. And tag someone. Kalia Fields. Hey, number one crime. That's it. Live, uncut, unedited. Pierre Scott. Hey, my brother. Brother, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. You watch me on Facebook, hit that like button. If you watch me on YouTube, I think you're on Facebook. Hit that like button. I need 100 likes, people. Definitely need 100 likes. Yeah. All right. Oswald Rosa. I can't pronounce your name right. Also Vado. I guess I didn't pronounce, but hit that like button, Peggy. All right. All right. Reggie Banks, hit that like button. Steven, what's up, Darkest? Hit that button. South Hollands. All right. Andre popping the bottles. Gordon, what's going on, my man? Hit that like button. Lisa, what's going on, Lisa? Lisa, I text you, let you know I was going on live. I know you called me. I was on the other line. Vince Hinton. So Vince said more lies than BS. Hit that like button, Vince. Like and share. Kalia Fields. All right. Donna Briggs. Bridge. I think that's right. Yolanda Williams again. That's right. Tag somebody in there. Miss Johnson, Miss Adorable Kendra. Hey, Brother Martin, and kings and queens of blessings. All right. Reed Lee, how you doing? That's right. Step down. That's right. Elsie Young, step down. Eve, what's up, Eve? All right, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see. Come on in, people. Come on in. Nathan, what's up, Nathan? What's up, Martin? Didn't know you were going live tonight. Yeah, I'm going live tonight. I started early tonight because I got to be off at least about 10 o'clock. Latanya Johnson Myers. It's always great what you do, Martin. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to bring awareness. Danita Robinson, what's going on? Love your sister. Black Queen, I see you. All right. Orlando M. Jones. All right. Listen, let me just say this, people. Everybody, I need at least 100 likes before we get started. All right. Addie Smith. The topic is Brandon Johnson. We're going to show a 40-minute clip today about Brandon Johnson and his staff talking about the migrant crisis and stuff like that. So we own it tonight. So I need 100 likes and some shares. How many shares I got on here? Let me see. See how y'all treat me. I only got 19 shares. Oh my God. 35 likes. Come on now, y'all. All these people come on here. Hit the like button. Nikki Allen, what's going on? How you doing, my sister? Yeah. Yolanda Williams again. Yeah. Hit the like button, people. Come on now. 35 likes. 34. One of them is mine. 19 shares. Oh my God, y'all. Come on, people. Y'all got to do better than this. You got to do better than this. Okay, 60. Okay, 73. Okay, that is much better. I had to refresh my page. Come on. All right. Rosina, what's going on? Greetings and blessings. Hello, everyone. Thank you. All right. Somebody tag George Blakemore. That's right. Tomorrow. All right. Good evening. Hit that like button. Louis Ramsey, thank you. Share it on your page. Share it on your groups. Portia Rose Jacobs. Again. Okay. All right. Hit that like button. Get started. You know, it take a little, yeah, somebody, y'all know it take about a good 20 minutes for us to get warmed up. I get started probably another 5 minutes. Yeah. Take for us to get warmed up. All right. Michelle Rucker. Come on, y'all. Show brothers some love. That's right. Hit them likes. Elsie Young again. That's right. That's right. All right. Hey, Miss Sylvia. That's it. It's a young man just got shot while you are on air, Martin. Wow. This has to stop. These babies are tired and they are scared and this tired of just living like they want to live, and it's a shame. But these kids can't live past 17. And man, that's not the will of God. I'm sick and tired of it, and it's not even there. My goodness. Sorry to hear that. 10 by 10 to win. All right. Tyrone Muhammad. All right. Aaron Goodman. All right. Michelle, yep. Come on, Chi-Town, my people. Let's support our people. That's right. So you got 100 now. I got 100 now. Okay, we can get started then. All right, we can get started. Roosevelt, what's going on, Roosevelt? Good evening to you from Roosevelt. Hello, this is Roosevelt. Hey, Roosevelt, hit that like button and share it if you're on YouTube. All right. All right. All right. All right, people. We finished Troy Gasson. All right. We finna show tag people. Heard about that teen shot in Grand Cross. Oh my God, that's terrible. People, I've been in the house. I've been on the phone actually. Man, it's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that, people. We're gonna get started with the video. Lord have mercy. All right, we're gonna get started with the video. So those that tune in, maybe y'all can let them know what's going on. We're talking about Brandon Johnson today. So we're going to start it from the beginning.
I want to first thank our DFSS Commissioner, Brandy Kanazi, CDPH Commissioner, Dr. Simbo Ige, Pastor John Zayas of Grace and Peace Church, Deputy Mayor of Immigrant, Migrant, and Refugee Rights, Beatrice Ponce de Leon, and all of the clergy and city council members who have joined me today. As many of you all know, Chicago has received over 35,000 new arrivals since this mission began, and is currently housing nearly 15,000 asylum seekers. We are educating 500 migrant children in our Chicago public schools. The governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, has sent over 600 buses to our city, 500 of which arrived since I took office. And just today, the Texas governor was gloating about sending more than 100,000 asylum seekers to sanctuary cities, the vast majority of whom have no idea where they are going and what resources they will have access to. In response, my administration and our city have stepped up to meet this moment. We have stood up 28 temporary emergency shelters. We've done this across the entire city of Chicago. We provide over 300,000 meals per week. DFSS and OEMC have created an entire infrastructure and led the oversight of this system. This particular mission has grown exponentially over the past year. CDPH has led the way on healthcare coordination, providing thousands of health screenings and vaccinations, and healthcare triage under very challenging, difficult conditions. We've done this in partnership with the Cook County Health Department and other medical providers. We have worked with the faith community, the business community, the philanthropic community, labor, all levels of government to provide care for our new arrivals. We're working to help create a pathway to self-sufficiency and independence. This has been unprecedented. This challenge has certainly been a weight in our city. But the truth of the matter is, this has been a challenge for every municipality and every state government that is managing this crisis all over the country. In Massachusetts, for example, the state government established a statewide limit of 7,500 beds for 100 cities. Denver has instituted a 14-day limit for single individuals and 42 stays for families, making adjustments for weather just as we have. On February 6th, Denver will be discharging families again after this pause. New York instituted a 60-day limit for families and a 30-day limit for single individuals on October 16th and began discharging migrants from shelters on January 9th. They are continuing to do so as they grapple with nearly 70,000 new arrivals in their shelter system. Sanctuary cities across the country have done the most. We have done everything possible to welcome asylum seekers, to make sure we're centering it around their humanity and doing it with some dignity, and while staying within their financial constraints. Chicago is no different. We initially instituted the 60-day limit in conjunction with the state's announcement of additional resources for resettlement and case management, because our plan for temporary emergency shelter was never meant as a long-term housing solution. But we want to give every person and every single family that has come to our city enough time to process their work authorization, find housing, start a new life in our great city. So we have made the decision to extend the shelter stay policy based on original exit dates from mid-January through the end of March. We will continue to assess this developing situation as we move through these winter months. We will also continue to advocate for Congress to find federal support, to have a federal response to this federal issue. But we will not stop working locally with our partners to find solutions to how we manage this humanitarian crisis. And with that, now I'm happy to bring to the podium DFSS Commissioner Brandy Canasi. She will speak to more specifics around this policy. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. Hello, my name is Brandy Canasi, and I'm Commissioner for Chicago Department of Family and Support Services. As part of the New Arrivals mission, DFSS, in partnership with our city partners, continues to operate 28 shelters across the city, supporting nearly 14,000 new arrivals. In the last 8 months, we have built a comprehensive model without a blueprint and little federal support, allowing us to offer enhanced case management, public benefits, legal services, and medical care. Since last summer, approximately 11,500 people from our shelters have resettled through the state's Housing Assistance Program led by Catholic Charities, and 4,100 individuals have outmigrated from the shelter system to connect with friends and family, living out the goals they came to Chicago when they came here. As of last week, 2,800 applications have been submitted to the U.S. Customs, Citizen, and Immigration Office, and nearly 1,011 applications have been approved for work authorizations. The emergency shelter system was built on the premise that shelter stays would be short-term as we work with our county, state, federal, and nonprofit partners to help new arrivals develop a plan and get on their feet. Due to the extreme cold weather Chicago experienced over the last 2 weeks, we extended the exit dates for new arrivals who were set to leave shelter throughout the month of January. The new 60-day policy is as follows. Residents who have an exit date between January 16th and February 29th will be given a 60-day extension starting from their original exit date. For example, if an individual was scheduled to leave on January 16th, their new exit date is March 16th. There are approximately 5,673 people who fall into this category. Residents who received a 60-day notice and were scheduled to exit shelter between March 1st and March 28th will receive a 30-day extension from their planned exit date. There are approximately 2,119 individuals who fall into this category. Anyone new who enters the shelter system starting today will receive the standard 60-day notice. Finally, new arrivals who entered the shelter system between August 1st and November 16th, 2023 are eligible for the state's 3-month rental assistance program. There are approximately 5,910 individuals who fall into this category. They will begin to receive their 60-day notice starting February 1st. There were 8,800 individuals in this group in November, and currently 2,890 have already exited the shelter system. As a reminder, anyone who entered the shelter system after November 16th is not eligible for the state's housing resettlement program. To support residents in thinking about their onward movement and what it could look like at the end of their 60-day stay, shelter staff will roll out a multi-step process, including checkpoint assessments. These conversations include questions about access to resources and networks of support beyond shelter. Checkpoint assessments will take place at least 2 times after the 60-day notice is given. 1 2 weeks into their shelter stay, and the second 2 weeks before their exit date. Screening for the extension eligibility would occur at the second checkpoint. Only if residents state they anticipate needing shelter beyond their current exit date. As previously shared when we rolled out the 60-day policy, the general categories for extension that are eligible include progress to permanent or stable housing, severe weather conditions, disability, pregnancy or maternal health, gender-based violence, medical isolation, and bereavement. All efforts will be made to limit disruption and mitigate harm, especially for school-aged children. Prior to the school year, we worked closely with the Chicago Public Schools to enroll children this school year, and we will continue to partner with them through this process. Now, I would like to pass it to Dr. Ige, Commissioner for the Chicago Department of Public Health.
Thank you, Commissioner Kanazi. I am Dr. Simbo Ige. I am the Commissioner for Chicago Department of Public Health. I will be talking about the public health infrastructure that we have put in place to support the health of new arrivals. And that starts from when they arrive into the city, during their stay at the shelters, so that they are prepared for their onward journey. When new arrivals come into our city, they arrive at the landing zone. And our goal at that time is to ensure that we can identify any urgent health needs. So we have a protocol to ensure that questions are asked, which we call a screener, when people arrive, to identify if there are any medical emergencies, if they are a medical priority group, such as pregnant people, people with disability, and people who are immunocompromised. The reason for this is so that they can be prioritized in shelter placement. And we also provide services on site at the landing zone, including immunization. Now, when people are then transferred to the shelters, we provide services during their stay there to ensure that any health threats are identified and mitigated before they exit the shelter system. And some of the services that we provide at the shelter include infection prevention services. This in a situation where people are in a congregate setting, we provide guidance on how cleaning should be done, on how food will be handled, on how other infections will be prevented. Part of this support includes immunization to prevent vaccine-preventable diseases. To date, we have provided thousands of vaccination doses at all 28 shelters, including vaccination for COVID, vaccination for flu, vaccination for varicella, and vaccination for RSV. At the shelter, we also provide treatment services on site. We have partnership with 9 providers who are on site who provide behavioral health services, vaccination, treatment of medical illnesses on site at the shelters. We have now expanded the pool of providers from 9 to 26, and these providers support the shelters and also at the landing zone. We have also put in place protocols for outbreak interventions and investigation. In some previous months, in October, November, there were cases of streptococcal infection or varicella, and in such cases, we respond by investigating and putting control measures in place, and we're very happy to say that those have been successful. We have less than 1 case of varicella in the last 3 weeks, so we are very proud of that. We have also put in place processes to identify providers that can support the response. We started a survey about 3 weeks ago to identify additional providers that can provide support. Not everyone who has indicated interest has been able to start services, and that is to ensure there's continuity of services. So in some instances, we already have 6 vaccinators, so if a provider says we're interested in vaccination, we may not be able to bring them on for vaccination, but we can assign them to the landing zone to support other screening services. And we are very grateful to the partnership we have with Cook County Health that has also been supporting the comprehensive medical exam for all new arrivals. To date, Cook County Health has supported over 20,000 new arrivals for their comprehensive medical examination. This is so that if anyone is exiting our shelter, they are connected to a medical home. They know how to navigate the healthcare system, and if they have any chronic medical illness, communicable or not, it has been identified and they have been connected to care. And we're very appreciative of that partnership with Cook County Health. We also have partnership with federal qualified health centers. About 10 of them are supporting this process, including the medical examination, including vaccination, including treatment, and many of these services are provided with no additional funding. And so we're very appreciative of the voluntary support that we have received from many of these providers, and now we have a pool of 26 providers that are supporting the new arrivals, both at the landing site and also at the shelter. So our hope is that while our new arrivals are with us in Chicago, there is no one that we miss. We are able to identify all the medical needs and respond to them so that they are well situated for their onward journey. And now I'm going to call on Pastor Zayas to share some updates with you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Iguari. I wanted to share my half is the benefit of why migrants are here, and the fact that the city of Chicago is doing such a great work. You know, I don't know if you know this, but $11.6 billion of taxes is paid through immigration. Migrants pay 11.6. If you guys know that, immigration fuels the economy in our city. It fuels the economy in our world, in our communities. So immigration does a boost. And this, even when migrants move into communities, they build houses, they enter the fabric of community, and they begin to absorb and be part of the community. What has happened since August of 2022, when you look at the 35,000 migrants that have come, no one talks about the 20,000 migrants that are settled. No one talks about the housing that they've created. No one talks about the support that they've been in community. No one talks about the fact that they've been involved in churches and community groups. We had a young man, 14 years old, Jason Hayward at our sports academy was doing practice with some kids. This kid was 14. No one knew what to do with him because he was so advanced. Right, we're giving him some ground balls. This kid was just playing. They put him in the cage. Now we're trying to find a school that will take him.
Kenwood Academy.
I'm serious. We've got few migrants that can play ball, but we can't get them in because we're trying to get them situated and settled in. The fact is, they came for something beautiful, the American dream. And as we've been resettling families since we started our project in the Unity Initiative, and we've had 18% of our folks who are now in apartments, they're working. They're working. I don't know, but they're working. They're making lives for themselves. They didn't come here to be part of a system, but the help has helped them move forward. So the narrative that migrants are coming and taking everything is a bad narrative. I don't look at it as they're taking. It's an investment for the future of the city of Chicago and everything around our country. Because when they give back, they give back. They build, they pay taxes, they're involved in community. In 10 years from now, and the mayor would know this, in 10 years, he's going to be the one that has piloted through, that has fought through, come on, man, that has taken the courage. Come on. I'm a pastor, so I got to say it. That has taken the stands to give folks hope. I said this at our last press conference. I said it's about hope. It's about giving people a future. That's what this is all about. But let's talk about the success. We're under a fire hose of what Texas is doing. But I would tell Texas, you keep giving us these migrants. We understand you're doing that. But you're going to be held accountable for every action of how you treat people unhumane. And today we stand knowing that God is on our side. I'm sorry to say it, but God is on our side when you think of people and love folks and show compassion for people. And so that's what we're trying to do. And so we're moving forward. Every life matters. Every person matters. And migrants matter. And I believe this is a fire starter. And I'm going to say this. Sometimes the homeless get looked past. But I believe this has started the conversation again about our folks on the street, that they matter. And this initiative and what we're doing doesn't just help migrants. It will help anybody who needs services and love and care. So our initiative, working alongside the city, has been successful because of the partnership of great leaders who are willing to take the risk and go forward, even though they may get hit. We stand alongside them. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Pastor Zayas. Thank you for those encouraging words and for the work of Grace and Peace in your network. We appreciate that. I'm Beatriz Ponce Leon, Deputy Mayor for Immigrant, Migrant, and Refugee Rights. I'm just going to do a very brief overview of some of the top points in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking viewers. Soy Beatriz Ponce de León, vicealcaldesa de la Oficina de Inmigrantes, Migrantes y Refugiados para la Ciudad de Chicago. Voy a hacer un resumen breve de algunos de los puntos claves que se presentaron hoy día. Estamos reunidos en esta tarde para brindar una actualización sobre la operación Nuestros Vecinos. Voy a compartir en español puntos claves nada más. En los últimos 8 meses, la ciudad de Chicago ha construido un sistema de refugios y de servicios de apoyo para asistir a los migrantes que han cruzado la frontera con México y llegado a Chicago. Han sido transportados aquí por el gobernador de Texas. Hoy en día han venido aproximadamente 35,000 migrantes y la ciudad de Chicago les ha dado la bienvenida. En día tenemos casi 14,000 personas que son residentes de los refugios que hemos abierto. Son 28 refugios a través de la ciudad. A pesar de haber recibido muy poco apoyo del gobierno federal y que sabemos que esta realmente es una responsabilidad federal, la ciudad de Chicago ha podido lograr crear un sistema de 28 albergues donde ofrecemos refugio temporal para las personas que han llegado. Y en colaboración con el Estado y con el Condado de Cook, hemos podido ofrecer servicios que les ayudan a conectarse y ponerse en un plan de autosuficiencia. Porque la gente que viene aquí no viene a hacer algo pesado para el Estado o para el gobierno. Ellos vienen porque quieren crear una vida nueva, quieren vivir aquí, establecerse, trabajar y formar parte de nuestras comunidades. Voy a recalcar que realmente el objetivo final es proveer lo que las personas necesitan para que ellos mismos puedan seguir adelante en su camino aquí en Estados Unidos. Desde el verano pasado, aproximadamente 11,500 personas han sido reubicadas a través del programa de asistencia de vivienda del Estado de Illinois que se maneja por Caridades Católicas y New Life Centers. Son más de 11,000 personas que han podido establecerse aquí en sus propios hogares. Y además, este programa también del Estado ha ayudado a más de 4,000 personas a volverse a reunir con sus familiares o amistades en otras ciudades. En noviembre, la ciudad anunció una política nueva de estadía de 60 días. Esta política se basó y se implementó tomando en cuenta a la vez que se anunciaron varias inversiones estatales, incluyendo más de 2,000 camas que el Estado iba a abrir para proveer refugio durante el invierno y también apoyo adicional para el reasentamiento. Estos dos no se han logrado completamente, pero han influido la manera en que se ha desarrollado esta política. La operación Nuevos Vecinos está evolucionando día a día y hoy les comunicamos un cambio en esta política. La anunciada pausa que pasó hace 2 semanas de salidas de refugio debido a las condiciones del invierno climáticas adversas ha estado ahora en pausa. La ciudad extenderá las estadías para los residentes que aún no tengan planes de vivienda en progreso. Se aplicarán extensiones de 30 y 60 días para los residentes de refugios según las fechas originales de salida, los que iban a salir entre el 16 de enero hasta el 28 de marzo. Los detalles son así. Los residentes que tenían una fecha de salida entre el 16 de enero y el 29 de febrero recibirán una extensión de 60 días a partir de su fecha original. Por ejemplo, esto quiere decir que si la fecha original era el 16 de enero, ahora tienen que salir el 16 de marzo. Esto impacta aproximadamente a 5,673 personas. Los residentes que han recibido un aviso de 60 días y estaban programados para salir entre el 1 de marzo y el 28 de marzo recibirán una extensión de 30 días desde esa fecha de salida y esto afecta aproximadamente a 2,119 personas. Cualquier persona nueva que ingrese al refugio a partir de hoy recibirá el aviso general de 60 días. Y finalmente, para apoyar a los residentes que están en nuestros refugios, tendremos un toque más personal para trabajar con ellos desde el inicio, para ver qué planes tienen en poder ellos mismos salir adelante de los refugios y seguir conectándolos con otros recursos. Finalmente, reconocemos y agradecemos a todas las organizaciones, las iglesias, los grupos comunitarios y residentes de Chicago que han apoyado a nuestros nuevos vecinos. Como han oído hoy, realmente este movimiento de inmigrantes a Chicago va con el tiempo a resultar en una situación positiva para nuestra ciudad. Y la ciudad de Chicago seguirá abogando por todas nuestras comunidades de inmigrantes, ya sea si llegaron hace 5 días o hace 5 años. Sabemos también que la mayoría de estas soluciones requieren acción federal y les alentamos a que aboguen por las políticas y los recursos que se necesitan en las ciudades santuarias como Chicago. Muchas gracias. Ahora con esto lo vuelvo a comunicar con el alcalde, Mayor Brandon Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Beatrice.
Start in the back row here.
Good afternoon,
Good
Mr. Mayor.
afternoon.
Just 2 quick questions. The first one is, what kind of assurances are you getting from the state and from the partner organizations that there will be housing for the people who may be approaching deadlines again in 60 days?
Right, so again, the motivation behind the initial policy was centered around a very comprehensive operation, of which the state has resettled thousands of families. We already are seeing some reassurance because they have staffed up in our shelters, whether it's through Catholic Charities or New Life, that there are far more people who are available to help families resettle as fast as possible. And that's really the goal, is to make sure that we're resettling families as fast as possible, because we don't have any control over how many families will arrive. We are doing our very best to create some structure around what we do have control over. Thank you for that.
Hi, Mayor.
Hey.
This is Maria Berreyesa from Univision. So my question is kind of similar to his. We have heard a lot of concern of the migrant families once they are approaching this 60-day limit. So if you can explain, like step by step, what's going to be the process after they face the eviction process? What options do they have?
Well, again, the goal is to get them onto a path of sustainability and independence. Unfortunately, the governor of Texas has not been a cooperative partner in this endeavor. And the city of Chicago, we're doing everything that we can. Everything that we can. As I said before, there are other states that have placed caps. We haven't done that. The city council members that are here today, helped us pass a budget where, we appropriated $150 million for this mission. And look, this is difficult for everyone. Migrants want a better life. There are people in Chicago who have been here who want a better life. That's why we've committed $250 million into the unhoused in this budget. We have a 3-year commitment for a homeless chief, but there are some limitations to what we can do. This is literally unprecedented. Do you all realize this has never happened in the history of the United States of America, where a municipality is being asked, not even just being asked, we've established a migrant refugee settlement. That has never happened in the history of imperialism. The closest example could be, what happened with Cambodians, Laotians, and South Vietnamese, where you had the International Rescues Committee that established an infrastructure with 16 cities. It took them 21 years to resettle 2 million people. We've resettled thousands of them in a matter of months. And by the way, we did that in 2023 without a budget, because the previous city council didn't even budget for this. So we have stood up 28 shelters, 5,000 children are in schools. You just heard from both of our commissioners providing health screenings. The county is stepping up. We're literally doing something that has never been done in the history of imperialism. And so we're working hard, but there are limitations to this operation, and we're doing our very best to provide as much hope and opportunity for people who want to live in Chicago.
Hey, Mayor. How much of the city's $150 million that was budgeted for this year has been spent? And, you're forecasting, when do you expect to extend all of that money? And do you already plan to have to do, a mid-year budget amendment to appropriate more?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. Ask me about my next year's budget. It's $1.5 million a day. It's $1.5 million a day. We've said that. That's not breaking news, maybe for some people, but it's a $1.5 million a day. We're in the 26th day.
Hi, Mayor. Thanks. I noticed there are 187 people still awaiting shelter at O'Hare. Theoretically, I guess, had space been opened up in the shelters, they would have moved into a shelter. So do they continue to wait, or is maybe more space opening up in the faith-based community?
Well, first of all, thank you for acknowledging the space that the faith community has provided. So we are literally organizing the philanthropic community, the faith community, government. No one else in the country is doing what the city of Chicago is doing. No one. It's not happening anywhere. And remember when there were thousands of migrants who were in police districts? And I said I would fix that. We did it. We did it. And it wasn't easy, but we have a very, very strong, dedicated group of people who love this city, who are working hard to find shelter. And so as space becomes available and as we resettle families, of course, we're going to make room. Remember, at one point, it was 500 people just in O'Hare. Remember that? And so, look, people are working hard. They really are. And I'm grateful for the people of Chicago, because this has been hard on everyone. But we have not flinched. And we're still opening up 2 mental health clinics. We still dedicated $100 million in violence prevention. You know, the good effort of our vice mayor and the Black Caucus, a brand new office for reentry, $5 million. We committed another $76 million to make sure that youth employment, of which we already had a 20% increase from the previous summer. So we haven't had to cut services. We have not stopped our agenda. We still abolished some minimum wage. Thank you, Alder Fuentes. Paid time off. Like, our agenda has not stopped. And of course, we're going to continue to find shelter as it becomes available. But this is, the federal government has to do more. We know that. President Biden has put forth the package. Congress needs to act. This is not sustainable. I've been saying it. I'm going to continue to say it. But we're going to continue to bring people together to do the very best I can, the very best that we can to provide support for these families. Thank you.
Hi, Mayor.
Hey. I'm sorry about the snow. I know how eager you are to get back to snowboarding. So before you I just want you to know, I just kind of sized you up, and it's good to know that my intuition was right. So maybe one day we can do an exclusive with the two of us doing some snowboarding, and you get to ask me whatever you want as I go down the hill.
We'll work on that.
All right.
You mentioned the cost already. I kind of wanted to dovetail off that.
Yeah.
Is that really what's driving this? I mean, your need to empty the shelters because we have a finite amount of resources, we have a finite amount of money, and it seems at this point that Congress is not willing to act to extend additional dollars?
Well, what's driving it is that we also want to make sure that we are doing our due diligence to be responsible stewards of our resources. And before we implemented this policy, and Commissioner Kanazi, you know, she could speak to it eloquently, there were still people in shelter from 2022. And it's temporary emergency shelter. So for instance, it's not the ideal situation. It was never meant to be permanent shelter. So I have an enclosed porch. We don't sleep out there. But in an emergency, being responsible with the resources that we have, that's my fiduciary. Now, as you all know, we got a credit rating upgrade over the summer. So all the work that we have done to demonstrate that we can be good stewards while also building an operation that's centered around people's humanity, that's what this collection has been about since I've been in office. You know, so what's driving it too is the fact that since the policy, we had 1,100 people find their way on their own. So there are multiple things that are provocating this work, but make no mistake about it, unless the federal government invests in this mission, local municipality is not designed to carry this mission. But yet somehow we've managed, but it's not sustainable.
Hi, Mayor. You have mentioned several times about the limitations. Do you think it's time to persuade the migrants to come into Chicago? That's my first question. And my second question is, we have confirmed through different sources in Telemundo the presence of a criminal organization from Venezuela among the migrants, El Tren de Aragua. What is CPD doing to face that or to address that threat? Thank you.
You know, look, when migrants are on buses, they don't know where they're going. They don't know. This is the part that's so raggedy and reckless and evil about the governor of Texas. He's not even giving them the dignity to actually have a conversation about where they might want to go. So irresponsible. That is so irresponsible. You know, as far as, so I guess all I'm saying is that whether it's Denver, New York, or anywhere else, it doesn't have to just be Chicago. So when refugees from the Ukraine were being settled in the city of Chicago, 30,000 of them are here. Is anyone having a press conference about Ukrainian asylum seekers? What's the difference? What's the difference? That is the irresponsibility in this moment. Now, unfortunately, institutional racism is built in the fabric of the society. Thank God for a coalition of people who can blow through that. But it is irresponsible. And if we had the same federal support that Ukrainians received when they were seeking asylum in Afghanistan, Afghans, thank you. Yes, I haven't had lunch yet. As far as, the reports, I've not, heard those reports about any sort of criminal element.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
You skipped a question about what are you going to do when the money runs out. You said 100 days. That's the 1.5. So what happens after that?
So I don't know if we were asked that. I think the question was, how much is it costing?
Right. So then
Okay, so I got you that. I didn't skip a question, okay? Because I think it's important that as a public school teacher, I don't skip questions. So I think we should answer all questions. Look, the state of Illinois and the county, to their credit, have appropriated dollars, for this mission. What I've said repeatedly is that this is not sustainable. It's not. And so the federal government has to lean in. Now, as far as what we do, because the costs are $1.5 million conservatively a day, we're going to have to push the federal government to do its part because we have limitations. That's all we have right now.
So is the city trying to say that you are pulling back on your plans, you're not going to open any more shelters, and that's it?
Our plan is still the same, to build an operation that's centered around people's humanity. And just keep in mind, I just hope you all hear this. There's nowhere else in the world that's doing it like this. Nowhere else in this country. And the only reason why I'm lifting that up is because as hard as we are working to address this crisis, it would be nice to have some partners outside of the state of Illinois at the federal level to help us. You have faith leaders, philanthropic leaders, business community, government, all doing something that has never been done before. And quite frankly, it is not designed to do. It's just not. So this is an evolving mission. We're working hard every single day to continue to advocate for resources. Many of you all know that I've spoken with mayors from other surrounding cities. The governor, the state of Illinois has offered $40 million for other municipalities. Remember that, you all? Remember when he offered that? And then remember he offered another $11 million? So we know that it can't just be the city of Chicago. Everybody knows that. But we're going to do the very best that we can to drive this mission and to challenge people to step up.
When you
All right, people, y'all can call in. I appreciate you guys staying there with me doing it. Let me get my thing. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You can start calling in. The numbers.
Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
Call in. What's your comments? Call in. Call in, people. Call in. I'm finna post it now. Call in number. I just posted a call in number. I pinned it up there. Call in numbers. All right, come on in. Let me know what y'all thought of this plan. Call in. It's a lot of comments. I wish I can get them all up there, but I'm trying to get most of them I can. All right, call in, people. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. Call in, people. Call in. Call in. All right, come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. The call-in number's up there. Let's call. I got one caller. I'm looking for some more callers. Here it is, people.
Call-in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
All right, we got a new caller here. 309. We got two callers. All right, come on, caller. Talk to us. What's your comments and thoughts about this particular press conference today?
Well, Martin, how you doing? This is Peggy in Bloomington.
Hey, Peggy, how you doing? Good.
Fine.
Peggy, hey, listen.
I don't live up there.
I know you. I know where you live at, Peggy. I know Peggy said I ain't voting Democrat or Republican. She upset. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just have a question. That film you just showed with Brandon Johnson, was that a closed door meeting or could anyone attend that meeting?
Well, I'm not sure because I was at home at the time. I didn't hear about it. Somebody tagged me into it, and I caught the tail end of it. So it might have been, to the members of the press, the mainstream press. So
okay. Because I was just wondering, if that's the case, if it's open for everyone to go, people need to go there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't live there, so I don't know how they do stuff, but I'm just, thinking, I didn't know if it was closed door where no one can come in. That way they don't have to worry about too many questions.
Right.
You know how they play.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I want to know.
Okay, Peggy, real quick, what was your thoughts? What you thought of this live he made? Do you believe they was transparent or just your thoughts looking in?
No, I just feel like it was just a bunch of talking out the side of the neck, so to say.
Oh, okay.
Not really saying much of anything that we didn't already know.
Right.
They're taking care of the migrants. Simple as that.
Right.
He's just trying to, push it off. In which I agree, Texas and Florida sent them up there, but Chicago's a sanctuary city. Now, if there's some way they can get rid of that, that may make a difference. But I mean, I don't know if that can get voted out or how that would work up there.
They don't want it out. We tried to put it on the ballot, but they didn't want it on the ballot. They didn't want it because it stopped that money. Follow that money.
Oh yeah, the money trail is always it's a story. All right, Martin
Thank
G.
you.
Johnson,
Thank you.
the original crime paper.
Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. That's right. All right. 8140. I think that's Natasha. Hey, how you doing?
Just a sec. I'm fine. Just got off. I just wanted to say that a few things. They're coming on there talking because they have to. Number one,
okay,
you know that they have to say something, but they're just saying anything. Okay, it's clear that they don't even know what they're doing. Because like I said, how can you plan a dinner for guests? You don't know how many seats you're gonna need. You don't know how much food you're gonna need. Your kids in your house can't eat with them, and they've been hungry. So it's like, they don't even know what's going on. I think that, honestly, I believe that all these migrants that we see here, right? Because I work with the public, and I know for a fact, ain't no way that all of them are receiving all of these benefits that they're running down to us, right? So anytime, like let's just say $1 million is available to help anybody. A lot of times what happens is they may spend 500, maybe 600 on the actual cause. And then the rest, they pat their pockets for their so-called troubles. Because he's going to forever catch flack for this. Because like he said, this has never happened. And it's true. I've never heard of anything like this happening before, with people, with just a big caravan of people coming from another country. Like I said, Haiti had an earthquake. I could understand it. It would be annoying, but I could understand people needing to relocate. Okay, but just because you're living at home broke, because that's really what it boiled down to. Okay, we forget when we were in depression, people had to get rationed. Okay, if anybody don't know what that is, you have to be rationed for the items that you needed. So I'm trying to understand, like, why is it, that's how they couldn't have been living that bad where they was at. That's my thing. I don't think that you see them on the news and random videos on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, where you have civilians going around interviewing them. A lot of these people are saying that they were mechanics. A few of them were in the service over there, claiming, I've never had to sleep on the ground before. I've never had it this bad before. I haven't had anything to eat today. I've never went hungry. Why did you travel all the way up here then? Like, if you were able to at least survive, okay? I don't even think survival is an issue. I think it's more so, the comfortability. They were told that they could come here and get everything. That versus having to stay at home and work hard, because I'm sure it's not a piece of cake with what's going on down there. But imagine the same thing happening here, which is not too far from it, right? Where are we going to go?
Mm-hmm.
We would have to stay here and we would have to stick it out. And the dirty truth about life, okay? Out of 100, maybe 80, 85 can make it or barely get by. The rest got to fall off to the wayside. People don't like saying things like this, but this is the truth about life, okay? You can look around you and tell before these people got here, we already know that's been the American way. I watch people step over homeless people 5 days a week when I go out for work, okay? So the truth is, it's survival of the fittest. Now, him saying all this humanitarian crap, it's an insult to our intelligence as Chicagoans, as Illinois citizens, residents, and as Americans, for him to push this narrative of, oh, we have to be this or that. Where was all of this with all the, let's say, the homeless veterans, okay? Where was this with all the families that need help? When I was I used to operate on the Green Line years ago, and I used to be the last train smoking in the 63rd and Cottage. I done put out, I ain't had no other choice, right? But I tried to get them off at Roosevelt so they could transfer at least to the Red Line, right? But the ones that didn't listen and pay attention, when we got to 63rd and Cottage, and ain't no more train, this train ain't going back out. I done put out an old lady with no shoes on in the snow. Okay? I done put off a pregnant girl by herself with no coat. I done put off a pregnant girl, her baby daddy, and the baby was like 2 or 3 or 5 years old. Okay? So it's bad out here. I done walked through my train late at night, and it don't be just black folks neither. I done seen a whole family full of white folks where only the little girl was up. I come back through there, everybody knocked out on the train, laid out, and she just up looking. Can't defend herself or something was happening. So this, our homeless problem, our needy issues, this been going on. Now all of a sudden, the cities, politicians have a heart. You got a heart for all these people. We're not even gonna start it on the kids in the foster care system. How when they, they're not, they're wards of the state for years. Nobody giving, any real direct attention and love to them, right? Because there's too many of them. You don't have enough workers, right? And then a worker is not somebody that loves you, right? So now you have all these kids just falling through a system like a factory. And then when they age out, I think 18, with no real direction, those are the ones you see on the street. Those are the ones that's having a hard time in life. People just forget about them. I don't even hear that brought up. So, it's just a lot going on. And it's an insult to our intelligence, an insult to what we see every day, for them to get on here and try to pimp this idea to us that this is the thing to do. And you have not taken care of home first. Now, like I said, they could go home and they could suffer. I'm going to just call it like it is. They could go home and suffer. As black folks, we don't care. I don't know about these white folks, and we already know the Latinos, how they probably feel. Some of them agree with us, but a lot of them seeing it from a different angle. And that's what I need my people to understand. That I'm not saying just accuse them just because, but be careful on your judgment of them. Because like I tell people, when men see an opportunity to take over, they will join forces with whoever is the majority, whoever has the upper hand. And that's not us right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at an unlimited amount of their so-called people. Because I'm going to tell you something. You better not call no Mexican or Puerto Rican, right? But I see it 5 days a week when it comes to going against us. The Mexican and Puerto Ricans, they join arms. It's crazy. And it's like, all y'all do is share a language. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably like a little, few similar customs or whatever. But for the most part, you're different people too. But when it comes to us, they will go against us. And I know social media is not everything, but across most of the social media platforms I've been on, the things I've read, they are not our friends. I'd rather just assume the worst of them than to give them a benefit of the doubt. I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah, hold it right there, sister. Let me take this next caller. Don't go nowhere. 0957. You're next, live, uncut, unedited.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, before you say something, just hold it.
Hey.
Before you start talking, call-in number is 872-297-6389 or 872-299-0808. Call in, people. Your calls are welcome. Come on, my dear sister. 0957.
For me, just going off the.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Well, for me, let's just start with the press conference. First of all, my lack of confidence in our mayor's intelligence and intellectual ability to know the difference with the groups that he compared to in the first place is very disappointing. He's confirming that he is a puppet in the show. But my speak more so is to us as Black women to make sure that we are in a position to make sure our Black men win and lead this, because this is going to be a war. There's no question about it. People want to say the Christian part. They forget in the Bible was sacrifice and war for the greater good of the greater people. So we need to be prepared for bloodshed. We need to start reaching back out to our youth who have misdirected anger and make sure we help them direct this anger to a country that is pulling their future from under their feet right in front of our eyes. Because as adults, we become too content with the white man's agenda for our people. We too okay with being master appropriate in these rooms, and it's starting to really frustrate me as a young lady in this world, because too many times do people that don't look like us come in our community and tell us what's best for us when we're the same people that gave access to everything. Every invention in this country comes from our people, and we are too afraid to gloat that. We need to walk around with the S on our chest and remember who we are. We need to remind our kids where we come from. We've never been those followers. We've always been leaders. So to hear and to see us still have this mindset to say, well, they're here coming up, taking over. I wish y'all put y'all hands up so I can know who I got to shoot first, because y'all are part of the problem. It's our future that's on the line. And we don't need to be talking about this no more. We need to start showing up. We need to get out here. This mayor has absolutely no self-interest in the community of Black families or Black people. And he consistently tells us that. And Harriet couldn't save everybody. So that Negro, one of the people our people can't save. And we got to come to terms with that and get loose with him. We need to start strategizing. We need to start having secret meetings like everybody else doing, and not give a damn how nobody feel about our community. Because at this point, it's my life on the line and my back's against the wall. So it's time to start swinging. And I need to know how many people going to be swinging with me or still having a conversation with the white man so that he can feel okay about our response. We built this country for the white man. The White House should have been Black. Do you understand the value that we have in our community, that they got to go get another group of people that's not even from this country to fight us? We don't see our power, but everybody else that's looking at us strategizing on how to beat our power, and we don't even see that. If it takes you to go get 35,000 people to wake the millions of Black people up, it's 40,000 people alone in one community in some of our neighborhoods, then we should be strategizing how one of us match every last one of them. And it should be 10 to 1. And we should make life for them uncomfortable. Stop asking for stuff that we watching them give away. Eminent domain is real, and they're giving it away in our face. And instead, we're taking our feelings to say, well, what about the investors? Did the investors think about us when they let the property be dilapidated for decades and not add values to the community that our families are redlined out of? Stop feeling sorry for these people who don't feel sorry for us. We can't go in no neighborhood and celebrate Soul Food Sunday, but y'all out here ready to fight for the Mexicans on Taco Tuesday. Change your mindset and love your own people and be willing to sacrifice for us, because we're going to die if we do not. And it's that real. We're going to die. People in California are dying over their property.
I love being black.
Woo! Tell
the truth.
All right, caller,
And shame the
0900.
devil.
Come on, caller.
All right, here I am, Martin.
All right now.
Okay, so I just tuned in. Now, what was what kind of question did you ask, Martin?
I really didn't ask a question. What
What's
we
your
did, what I did is, by you just tuning in, how about you just wait and start listening? Because we showed a video of Brandon Johnson, 40-minute video. They was talking about a different migrant. How about you just wait a little bit before you start commenting? Just let me know when you're ready. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want you to get beat up. Because you're going to definitely, if you say the wrong thing, you're going to get beat up here tonight. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay, then.
Okay.
All right.
Just stand down. Stay on the line. Stand down. Okay.
Okay.
8140, you want to say something again? Go ahead real quick. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to just reiterate what the lady was saying. You know, I actually posted something the other day, like, man, is there a place where like-minded people can meet in private? Like, you know, do we not have stuff like that no more? Because of course there's plenty of things you cannot say on, you know, out in the open for legal reasons and for confidential reasons. You know, you don't ever let the other side know what you're thinking and what you're doing, especially for the things that, you know, they're going to be definite. You can't really say too much out in the open because it gives your opponent the upper hand. But they probably wouldn't believe it anyway because, you know, look how comfortable they are putting other people in our community, right? Now, they sit back on the news, they talk all this crap. Which, I mean, we know that the crimes are happening. Let's be real, right? The crimes are happening with our youth and stuff. But they don't have no problem, you know, painting us out to be so dangerous, da-da-da. But yet you feel comfortable with bringing these people here in our neighborhood. Because 9 times out of 10, you know that we don't bother them. You know, they paint us to be evil people or whatever, but your action says different. You're bringing people in so they can settle in our neighborhood. Okay? So we have to realize that they really take us for a joke. If they did hear us talking, saying exactly what we plan to do, they probably wouldn't think none of it. But regardless, just in case, we do need a place where we can talk about things and possibly plan out things that, because you know what? I do believe in doing things the so-called right way first. Tomorrow's my first step. I've never got involved with politics. I've never gotten involved, you know, that in depth with the community or anything like that. But I have 2 kids, and not just that, you know, I'm tired of seeing what's happening with our people. Because if your people are not right, you're not right. You know, people with money, people with status or connections. You know, our people have a history that are like that. They have a history of separating themselves and feeling like they're fine. There's nothing that can happen to them. But history has proven over and over again that they get you too. So we have to not just be concerned about our immediate homes and immediate families. We do need to, you know, strategize for our community as a whole, our people as a whole. And like I said, I believe in doing things the so-called right way, giving it a chance.
Let me
right?
help you out, sister.
Because I haven't done that in my lifetime.
But
I haven't done that in my lifetime.
Let me tell you
right?
something. Ain't no right. There isn't no right way when you in war.
No, that's why I say. Well, you don't see me, but I'm doing quotation marks.
Yes.
I'm saying like the right way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say political. You know, straight political. I've never done that before. Like I said, I've never got involved. But because I have not
ever tried that. I want to see how the process, to see how things go, and see the involvement of the people. But I know in my heart that eventually, sooner than later, it's going to come a time when either frustration is going to lead us to do something, which is not a very smart thing to do as far as frustration is involved, especially with some people don't know how to channel it. You don't want to just boom, with no plan, But I do believe in violence. I do believe in, because nobody has been able to accomplish anything of this multitude without it.
Yeah. I have a question.
Good intentions or not, okay?
Sister, I have a question. Now, he did say, Brandon Johnson, no one is saying anything about the Ukrainians. They 30,000 strong too.
Because they kept a low, but listen, wherever they at, let me tell you something. I've seen them for about a year, okay? I remember when I first started seeing them. And I was just, they keep a low profile. They're not, first of all, they're not in our neighborhood. I didn't see any change in anything. Now, of course, there's things more than likely going behind the scenes that we don't know about, right? But the things that we're seeing transpire because of these Venezuelans in this large caravan of migrants, no matter who they are, okay? This last bunch of people in the last year, a little less than a year, we have seen, as a result of them coming, we're seeing things happen in our communities at an alarming rate that are offensive to us. One of my coworkers even told me in Forest City, the city is trying to enforce eminent domain on a condominium building.
Wow.
Okay, where people own, I think he says like 80-something% owned or something like that. But they're trying to do that to them, but a private investor wants to buy it too. So they're like in a fight or whatever. But and he was like, the way things are going, he believes that that's where they're headed. But you got to realize they're desperate now. See, he just extended that stay, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not, look, how many times are going to do that? He said that what they say, for everybody that, I forgot when he said that, that the cutoff was, but it doesn't cover the people for a fact that we know that comes past tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. The ones that's not here yet, when they get here,
it's 60 days for them.
How are you extending? Yeah, but this is the thing. How are you extending the days and you still got people coming? So what about the one, if you're extending the days of the ones that are there, right? You're not prepared to kick them out. What are you going to do with the ones that are arriving?
And see,
if there's no place to put the ones that's there now, so much so that you have to extend, what are you going to do with they don't be asking the right questions. What are you going to do with the ones that are arriving? That's what I said. The things that they said didn't make any sense. And he didn't even answer the question that the reporter, I believe it was, heard things about, I think she said the cartel coming over. He just completely skipped right over that question. And he said something like way off the wall that didn't even make sense. And I'm just like, valid question. Because what people fail to understand, especially the ones that's for this, you'd be surprised who is sympathetic to the situation. What people fail to realize is the rest of the world hates America. They have an illusion that we have this absolute freedom and we're just over here living fancy free, right? So they hate you because they have a little turmoil in their countries where they have to do a little fighting at times. Lives be lost at times. There's a complete, in some places, a disregard for the those in poverty. So they look at America, they see us, and then it's a lot of black folks here, and you know how the world feel about black folks. They probably feel like we ain't even got no business over here living like we do, right? So that plus the hatred for the white man, okay? You never had your border open like this, and you never made no announcements like this.
Okay, I got another question.
You're gonna have somebody coming over here.
Hold it, sister.
That ain't right.
Either one of y'all can answer this question. Now, do you feel that the people that are very successful, we call it the folks that make money, don't see anything. I'm talking about black people that don't see nothing wrong with the system. Whose side you think they're going to side with, the government or with the people that look like them?
They're going to side with the government like they always did. Well, I'm going to say, because I'm one of those folks, you know, I'm very grateful to be, I will say, depending on the generation makes the difference, because that's easy for folks who don't necessarily, you know, exist in those rooms to say what they think the general good is going to do. But there's a young group of folks that get money that don't identify with that. I've always talked about the Gen X and the millennial relationship. You know, a lot of those folks forget that millennials learned a way to make money in a way that we didn't respect the government. You know, and we learned that from the Gen X generation before us, which is like 45 to like maybe 55. And this is no disrespect. This is just me being transparent in my generation and me saying what folks like us who get money, who really understand that, you know, this government is not for any of us that looks like us. And the reason that he can't answer a question, because then he has to admit that the same group of people that he's allowing into this country is the same group of people he's dismissing, which is black people. Because if he acknowledges the cartel, then he has to acknowledge the fact that he's a black man that is a disgrace to the change that needs to come to violence prevention in our community and a second chance community that is actually taking a hit because of what this country has set us up to be losers for. So just from my perspective, I will say that the old school, yeah, absolutely, what she's saying is true. But for us that's under 40, we're not going. You understand me? Most of us are Republican, and we are not permanent to any party. We are permanent to policy. And I want people to understand that from a millennial's perspective. The reason we have voted for the last two elections Republic, not because we're Republicans, because of the policies that they have. They are racist. There's racism on both sides. Why do you think we got dependency from Democrats? So let's not act like that doesn't exist. What we are saying is when a policy is on the table and it makes sense for our people to move, Democrats have never given us that. Ever. They've never put a policy in place that makes sense for us. But the border policy that's in place right now, whether you Democrat or Republican, is the only one that makes sense for the move forward for our community and those of us who are in a six-figure tax bracket. So if you are smart enough to understand that if they coming for the ones under us that do the fighting for us, who the hell they think is next? They're not letting us be middle class without no repercussions and consequences. No.
You think it with common sense though? But let me tell you something. People, I've been saying it the last 2 days. People get comfortable. Now, once again, a lot of us. I don't know if you noticed that the Black Pride thing ain't. It might be trendy, like when Juneteenth come around, or maybe the month of February. But you'll be surprised. I'm 40. You'll be surprised how much of our peers, they don't really teach their kids about, you know, Black history or having pride. They want to. They're proud to say that their kids go to school with these type of kids, them type of kids. They proud to say that they got friends that are this and that, you know, of other races. And I'm not saying that you can't have friends of other races, but I'm talking about the boasting that goes on with those certain subjects. But I think that our generation, not all of us, because I'm not one of them, but our generation, I think that, yeah, we might vote and stuff, but a lot of people have the mentality that, like, when it comes to things like this, like, a lot of people don't even believe this is happening, okay? When it comes to things getting this deep, a lot of people don't, first of all, either they don't see it or they try to, you know, cast it out their minds because it's not at their front door. And they have a lot of faith in their government on that level. They might not have faith in their government when it comes to food stamps, silly mess like that, okay? But as far as their absolute safety, you'd be surprised how many people feel like America is straight. I done heard people 40. Our army did it, and I'm just like, first of all, 40 though, man.
Listen.
So let's talk about generations. I would have to hear that, but I'm just saying it's quite a few of us that live. And so, right. I think it's a few, but for the majority, that's the reason the older generation is in disagreement with the younger, because they're not going for it. We got to start listening to them. They actually speak a lot of sense, and what they don't like about this government is just because we've been so afraid the older we get, we're not willing to listen to them. And then this is the thing, what I'm saying is that right now,
A lot of people that do make that kind of money is not at their doorstep. Like, for instance, I make over $100,000, okay? On my block is none of that, right? But I'm paying attention because I'm back and forth through the city while I'm at work. So I see a lot of things. I hear a lot of things, and I pay attention to people. I've been paying attention to politics.
Through the city because I literally own in the city. So for my block,
No, what I'm saying is I see a
Our
lot.
experiences sound different, but what I
What I'm saying, ma'am, what I'm saying is in the streets, I see what's happening, right? A lot of people don't even get a chance to see the. Listen, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, a lot of our peers that do make that kind of money, they might be in an office sitting somewhere. They don't get a chance to really be out here and seeing exactly what's going on physically in person, right? And if it's not happening on their block, if it's not happening at their kids' school just yet, they don't see it. It don't exist for them. Okay? I done talked to at least 10 people today that knew nothing about almost half of what I mentioned. Okay? And I just really started paying attention to the, all the intricate details within the last couple of months. Okay, you'd be surprised how many people don't even know that Texas is in a standoff with the federal government, which is big stuff. Okay, but you'd be surprised. People live in their own little world, and I'm 40. The truth is,
Absolutely.
a lot of people in our generation do live in their own little world. Because,
but yes, but can I tell you this? Your experience is outside of the city, sister. Like you say that you ride through here every day. I live here, and it's not dissing you. This is not dissing your experience. What I'm telling you is to take knowledgeable to the person that's on the block every day. I own and live in the hood. I'm literally on these corners talking to the youth and asking them questions so that I can give you dialect versus just riding through. So either you're gonna listen.
What I'm saying,
you gotta let me finish, sister. Like I gave you, you gonna let me finish. You gonna let me,
ma'am.
Okay, go.
You interrupted while I was talking. When I said I'm back and forth, it's because of what I do for a living. But I'm in the ghetto too, is what I'm saying. But nothing's happening on my block.
That's your block, which is the only block you can speak to.
Ma'am, I'm saying I'm making comparison, meaning that although that nothing is happening on my block, I'm still aware of what's going on. But I'm telling you that it's people that live places where they don't have to, they're not confronted with it in their neighborhood or on their
And I did not disagree with that, baby.
Okay.
I said generationally that looks different. I'm saying that the millennials that I am working boots to the ground with, we're actually out here doing the work. It's not our first time. It's actually a lot of us who own properties. And that's what I'm saying. That's the meeting you need to come to because you're not aware of that because we don't publicize it. And it's not knocking your experience or your perspective. I'm saying because you are just new to the know, you don't know the know, so you're speaking from a generalized perspective is what I'm saying.
Listen, do you know how we all must know that it's not the majority that's paying attention? Look at who's involved. You, like you say, you meet with people, right? With your people. But I guarantee you, it's a small fraction compared to the ones that need to be involved.
That's not true on my experience. You can't speak to my experience like I can't down yours. If you asking me a question, right, you got to honor my answer like I'm honoring yours. And I'm telling you that's not true from my perspective. I only work with millennials and people that's under 45 doing the work. So you might have that on your end. What I am saying, sister, if that's what's on your end, you need to join the winning team and start moving with us. Because I ain't in the game for us to keep getting on here complaining and pointing out the niggas that ain't going to do the work. What I'm saying is the ones with the mindset that's aligned, we got to continue to meet and stop being stuck on the fact that everybody ain't going to see the destiny the way that we see it. That's why we being left behind now. We're no longer going to be focused on those people who don't want to move. I'm not focused on that because I'm working with people that's moving. So if we want to move, let's keep adding to the movers and let go of the shakers. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got time to keep wasting no time on this call talking about what other people ain't going to do. What's the solution? The solution is to join the people doing the work. And that's it. To stop complaining, to stop finding the left and the right, and to come in the middle.
You brought up, I spoke on that because you brought up that millennials are stepping up and the most majority of us, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you that I do not agree with that because of what we see out here. When you see the town hall meeting, you know how many people don't even know about that? You can see the video. Look at the videos that are posted about the town hall meeting. Look who's in there. Look who's in there. Look, and I've been to blame up until this point too, because I was one of the people that wasn't involved. So what I'm telling you is, like, even with the press conferences, even right over here on for the South Shore School, look at the very few people that were standing behind them. So if the proof is in the pudding, you might have your group. I'm not denying that. I don't know you. I don't know your people. But what I'm telling you is, it's not enough. And the only reason why I'm mentioning that,
We have done in our community.
What is it?
Yeah.
Listen.
So we got to also look at the system that was built to make sure our people don't win. If they are having meetings at 11 o'clock in the daytime and our people are working from 11 to 7, you're absolutely right. It looks like we do not have an effort for it, but we absolutely do. There's a system in place to make sure that when we schedule these meetings, because I do make time for town hall, but I have the PTO to do it. Not everybody else has the leisure to do and to take off from the children that they're also still trying to simultaneously protect in this world and provide resources that are being snatched on a day-to-day basis. So how dare we get on the same platform and then judge the people who are working their butts out, putting their pants on every day? No, this is what I am talking about, the people who can't make it. Because I've talked to those people. People work from 11 to 7, baby. Most of that is most of the schedule in our community, if not overnight. So when they designate these times for our folks to have an opinion on things, we don't have the right time frame. So if this government really cared about our people and the better good of our people, those times and the accessibility they have for people that look like us to have an opinion on the change that needs to happen for us, it would be more culturally competent for our people and not the government. The government works for us. We do not work for them. And far too many times do we look to make sure they give us answers versus giving them the answers for ourselves. And far too many times do we take the conversations in the quick, immediate environment that we have and we judge the greater good. We do not do that. Because in areas of our communities, that's why they haven't moved in it, because of the Black pride. And because of those people who speak about that are millennials that are under the age of 40. And I'm not knocking where you're from. What I'm telling you is where I'm coming from, it ain't happening. And that's my experience. Of what you speak of, that's not our truth.
Now, and to reference, to speak to what you said about us not being, them conducting business at the time that they conducted, right? Business is usually conducted between 9 and 5. But this is where we do have to make a change, right? Because I'm supposed to be busy tomorrow morning. But guess what? I made time. Especially if it's a 2-parent household situation. Sacrifice.
That's not the example in our community, though, sister, to give that perspective.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm not even a 2-parent household, but I'm just saying, I'm giving an example. Out of everybody that knows, that's friends and family, there is no reason why you saying out of 5 or 10 people, not one person out of a family can go. So my point is, it's not that it's easy, but where are we going to make our sacrifices? You're saying don't make excuses and stuff, but that's an excuse right there. That we can't go. And look, I'm part of a union. I'm part of a union. I'm part of a union. I'm part of a union.
System that's in place to make sure that we don't have the access that the white person can take off and have it.
I understand.
What I think is that
Okay. 0957. You sound far away. 0997. You sound far away. Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Let me
I'm sorry. I think my phone went on speaker.
Yeah. Let me say something, guys, real quick. Now, not to have a sympathy part, I'm gonna switch gears just a little bit. What do you guys think about the immigrants that came here the right way and doing everything that they're supposed to do, actually do, come here, not causing trouble, working, hard working, and all that, and they're not even getting a clear path to citizenship? What's up with that?
They picked the wrong time to come.
Yeah, it's a slap in the face to them, and they should be on the side with us, making sure that we fight for what's right. Because truth be told, I'm friends with a lot of those immigrants who had to go through that process, and they pay upwards of $20,000-$40,000, to actually just even kind of be aligned with having access to the things that we do, and they still paying taxes on it. So I think it's a slap in the face to all of those folks, but I also think that it was used as a process to see how to make it easier for what we're going through now.
But you know what I think? I think they chose the wrong time to come. And I'm going to tell you why. If you traveling, no matter if you come here for good or bad, okay, I'm just trying to understand what were their expectations if you're traveling with thousands of people. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why I'm like, where's the logic in that? I would have been, you know, they say don't let things deter you, but let's be for real. Like, I think sometimes we live in a fantasy world. People be like, oh, don't give up. Some things you got to do the math on.
And you said it true, or did anybody? How did they look at the United States that they hate and then decide that this was the place they wanted to pack up to and come to?
Yeah.
So like
Well,
making
look how many coming. Well, look how many people coming. I don't know. I don't know if this is the only image. I mean, the only like setup situation when they crossing, or if it, you know, or if this is like common. But it's one picture that I keep in my phone of them crossing, I think like a river or whatever.
A river on the boat.
No, it's people walking. It's they look like a pathway down a mountain. There's so many of them. And I'm like,
I saw the one where they were on a boat, but I didn't see that one.
But let me say this, guys.
And I'm thinking like, if you that one person in that group, what were you thinking?
Oh, hey, let me say this. Let me just say this, people.
It's America.
Have you guys noticed that there's no senior citizens coming over here? War age
I
men.
said that. Listen, nobody in 50, 60, not even senior citizens.
Yeah.
They got an age limit on it because it is an age limit on it. The country that they're coming from is receiving the benefit from us, right? We have to also know that there's a financial gain for these countries on the back end. So what we are looking for, we're going to war. We need soldiers. We need boats. We have a war that is about to happen right now, and we know we can't get the Negroes on board to do it, right? So you know the black people are going to fight them about that.
We done learned our lesson, okay? Most of us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So they got to find a plan B.
My sister go ask me if I would let my son go to war. I said, no, we could fight at home.
Say it again, sister. Say it again, sister. Say it again, sister. And this is no diss to our vets, because we grateful for you guys, and we don't want to come off like that for you guys, but we also got to recognize the country that we saw treat you guys. So this is why we saying this, vets. We love you, and we appreciate all the work that we seen you go do for our country, but we also have to have the same eyes to see them mistreat our black men and be degraded and treated like second class citizens for a country that they helped be free. You got to understand that's a slap in the face to us that watched you guys go to war for this country to just wear a hat around here that say veteran and have absolutely no real treasures that says thank you for your service for this country when you were a black vet. That hurts us.
Exactly. And then you know,
quick
I
question.
appreciate the soldiers too, but
Yeah, guys, hold on for a minute. I need everybody to hit that like button. I need one more 100 likes. Also, we got a new caller. We got two callers on it. One caller just been on hold because we was trying to bring her up to speed. But I'm gonna take this new caller just called in. Let's see what he or she has to say. 9207. Hit the like button, everybody. Tag somebody in this. Hit the like button. Come on, caller. 292.
Hey, Martin. Martin, this is Marion calling in.
Hey,
Hello,
Marion.
everybody.
How you doing?
I want to say I agree with everything the ladies have been saying so far. We do need a separate place that we can have our own meetings because the right hand should never let the left hand know what they're doing and thinking. And when we're on these social media platforms, they are watching and they are listening. The other thing is we need to boycott. We need to stop spending unnecessary money. Money is their God. The more money we put into the economy, the less chances we have of anything changing for us. We need to stop spending unnecessary money and start saving money. Why do you think they have so many cards? They're keeping up with every dime that we're spending. If we start saving cash, going back to the old way of doing things. I have credit cards, but I don't use my credit cards. When I buy my stuff, I pay for my stuff in cash. You know why? They cannot charge me interest on no dollar. They cannot come back and take nothing from me. I'm not saying that credit is not good, but I'm telling you that's the Americanized way of doing things. And we're digging deeper and deeper and deeper in the hole doing that. And we're keeping them rich and we're getting poor. We're buying stuff we don't need. We're buying stuff we can't afford. Why would I go buy a $500 purse and I don't have $500 to put in it? We are too Americanized. God did not intend for us to be that way. We are a separate people. We came here, we didn't come here by our own free will. I understand that. But when we got here, we lost sight. When we had less, we had more love. We had more unity when we had less. I'm sorry. And that's why Martin Luther King, he stopped protesting as much and they started boycotting. They started carpooling. They started walking. They stopped riding the bus. They said, okay, since we got to sit on the back of the bus, we won't ride the bus at all. We got to wake up, people, and stop spending unnecessary money, because the only thing they going to understand is when we hit them in their pockets. We are the biggest spenders. We're the biggest consumers. Everybody say we don't have money. They can't make it without us. That's why every nationality open up businesses in our neighborhoods where we are. Because we spend money with anybody. But we can't go set up and shop in none of their neighborhoods. They're not going to spend a dime with us.
Let me say this, sister, and a lot of that is our fault. I mean, because if we go set up a soul food place in the heart of Chinatown, they ain't going to tell us we can't come. Guess what? They're not going to go in there and buy anything. They're not going to do it.
That's my point.
So I understand what you're saying.
Point.
But see, we allow these different nationalities come in our community, and we love them, we praise them, we worship them and everything. We worship them. I'm telling you, for those that have been following me.
And we have to stop.
Yeah, we have to stop. And listen, something just came to my mind too. Maybe somebody can answer this, one of you smart, intelligent ladies. How do they know how much black men and women spend in this country? Where do they get that figure from? That's what I want to know. How do they know we spend $1 trillion? I mean, where do they get it from? How do they?
I think it'd be BS.
Huh?
I think it'd be BS. I always think them numbers be BS.
Yeah, because I don't understand
I'm
that.
not gonna lie to you.
I don't understand
exactly
that.
how.
I can answer it.
Come on, answer it.
They get it from the analytical data. From your credit cards, your debit cards.
Debit card. Yep.
I just said that.
They also get it from if you have cards registered to Cash App, Venmo, Apple Pay.
Yeah.
They get all that stuff from there. That's how they keep track. They also
any transaction.
Hold.
I'm sorry.
Go,
But look,
go ahead, sister.
but I watch. I don't know if you all ever heard of Hezekiah News. It's a channel on YouTube. I've been watching his videos for years. He has a lot of old footage and documentaries and stuff. Let me tell you something. I don't even think it's all about the credit cards and stuff, because I think that if it was about digital currency, they would specify that. But they've been coming up with numbers since before people started using stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
because
I think that it may be a rough estimate, but I don't know.
900.
No,
I think it's all about the business.
They have these numbers are correct, because that's how they know who to how much money to spend on marketing to a particular group. Because trust me,
hold on, let it talk. Go ahead, 900. Go ahead, 900.
Probably
it's
surveys.
Hold on, let me finish now. It's a reason why they spend so much money on marketing. And I think I've heard of Hezekiah News. If I'm not mistaken, I think
it's just a channel.
I think I watch a lot of YouTube, and I think he posted a video. I'm not sure if he was the channel, but there was a channel that posted a lengthy video. It was basically it was titled like how to sell to the Negro, and it was like,
Yep,
that's
I
what
said
it's
like 4
called.
or 5 times a year. But that was like in the 50s or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
it's
know,
been something that they've
but-
manifested. Yeah.
But that's still, but those marketing tools and ideas and beliefs still apply today. It's just not.
Yeah,
it's just,
they do.
The terminology and language has changed, but those ideas are still the same. You better believe that there's a bunch of white men sitting around in a round table somewhere, and they figuring out how to sell to each particular group. Yeah,
And we could also look at prom season every year in our community is $16,000 per head. Like the amount of money that comes out of our community on unnecessary events, Valentine's Day, Black people buy the most, Christmas, Black people spend the most. We got to think about that. These days around the year, those numbers are absolutely is true, because part of also what they use is to make sure that Black people, we don't know that after $600, when you spend that in your account, that's automatically reported to the federal government. It's no longer like $10,000 or $9,000 what we thought it used to be. It's all the way down to $600. So that means when you receive your taxes and they promote you to get it on a card, that's why they're digitizing everything, and that's why they're making this market so that people can't do. Black people learn how to make money digitally, and they started federalizing that. Because once they're able to trace how we're able to make the money, then they can control us. So what that woman is saying is absolutely true. And even in accounting analysis, they use the software to go into everything. So you think like Blue Books, car sales, all of that. Your name is registered to everything that you do. Yes. And every time that goes in and you registered under a Black person for that sale, you registered under a Black person for that job, you registered for a Black person under that loan, all of that is being tracked digitally. And those numbers are astronomical. Like, and let me just say this. I think that she
Can
is
I
true.
finish? Can I say something?
I think she was telling the truth.
Hold on, ma'am. I'm gonna come to you. 9207. You next. You next. 9207. Go ahead, sister. Go just talking. 0957.
That was 900.
Go ahead.
She wanted to finish her statement.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna let 900. I wanted her to finish. Yes, let her sister finish because she was right and I was agreeing with her. Let her
No,
finish.
that's another sister talking.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, I was the
I'm
one
sorry.
that started.
Wait, I'm
Go ahead,
900. I'm 900. Who going?
Let 92.
All I'm going to say is, why do you all think they charge you to use your own money?
That's terrible. That is terrible. They charged me that
they're
other day.
charging you to use your own money because they're keeping up with your money. It's the mark of the beast, people.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything is done in numbers.
Well,
everything. Can I finish? Everything is done in numbers. I studied that self-approval. I don't go by what no pastor say. I don't go by what nobody saying. This is not a religious program, but I'm a very spiritual person. And I read the Bible. And everything that's going on has been written. This is not happening by chance, people. It has been written. And one of the mark of the beast is numbers. And that's how they're keeping up with us. And that's why they start saying, when you use your Cash App, your Venmo, your Zelle, when you going to start paying taxes. They're watching us. We're the biggest consumers they are. So when we say we don't have money, how they don't have money, but they can buy $500 person. They can buy these fake red bottoms. They can buy this $200 or $300 packs of hair and go to the beauty shop. But they don't have no money.
Well, let me ask you a question.
But we're giving them.
Hold
Okay,
it,
go
sister.
ahead, Martin.
You said that's the mark of the beast. What is the beast? That's what I want to know.
The beast is like how they gonna keep up with us, and in order for us to buy anything, they gonna take away from
Who is
currency.
they? Who is they? Who is the beast?
The government.
Oh, okay.
The government.
That's why I'm asking.
The government. Yeah,
That's what I'm
I'm
asking.
saying
That's what
the
I'm asking.
government. Yeah,
Okay.
The government.
Okay.
That's why you see them about those what's those coins? So
Crypto.
Yeah, crypto coins. Oh yeah. We gotta pay attention. We have to stop spending money. The only way we can reverse that is we stop spending money. if
Well,
we
you
stop,
gotta reverse the market of beef now.
I mean, not you can't completely stop spending money, but unnecessary money. I'm still
You can
gonna
redirect it
emphasize
to black
on that.
businesses only.
You can, yeah, you can but if we don't have to, if I'm not saying don't buy what you need, that's foolishness.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't sit up and tell nobody. I'm not even gonna say I'm not gonna buy what I need. I'm going, but the wants is where we're headed for trouble. The unnecessary spending.
Well, look, that's not going to change. That's not going to change anytime soon, because it's like what I was saying: the millions and billions of dollars that these companies, Nike, Prada, Gucci, you name it, Adidas, that they spend on marketing. And as long as people keep watching TV, and even if you don't watch TV, if you're watching YouTube, unless you're paying for YouTube Premium, you're going to see ads. When you're watching TV, unless you've got cable or whatever, or some kind of platform where you can disconnect all ads, I don't even think it's possible on TV, you're going to see ads. So it's not even, you walking down the street, you on a bus, you on a train, you looking up at billboards, you're going to see ads. It's a reason, it's going to take a complete reverse of psychology to undo people's spending, because even though you may want to have the willpower, there's a lot of psychology that goes into marketing. People think it's just, you just put this on a billboard and make it look nice. No, there's a lot of psychology that goes into marketing. And these people know more about you than you know about yourself.
You do. And I understand that. I'm 65 years old. I'm going to say this. I'm 65 years old. I'm not new to nothing. This ain't my first rodeo. I'm not new to racism. I'm not new to where we came from. I'm not new to none of that. But if we don't start saying something, at least having private meetings and start with the younger people and start speaking on it and giving them examples. We can't just tell them.
You're right. Could I say something? Hold on, wait.
Go ahead.
We do got to speak up, and the only way to get people to even start having this in the back of their mind is if you start saying the things that we're saying, because a lot of people are not aware of the subliminal messaging in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They appeal to a deeper level of your subconscious, to where people start to identify with these brands. And that's the reason why marketing is so successful, and why they spend millions and billions of dollars on it. But until you tap into people's thought process and their deeper psychology to make them realize, hey, this is what is happening to you. You don't even realize it's happening to you. You think that you think out of your own volition, you just like this product because of whatever. You just like the way it looks. But little do you know, you've been conditioned to like this product, and you don't even know. It goes so deep. So it's gonna take a huge effort to really get people to really, and not to mention, you opening up a can of worms, because this is the American way. Spending, materialism. Yeah. This is an American way. And when you start talking to people, when you start going to people, trust me, I've done it. When you start going to people and you start letting them know, hey, letting them know what it is about the marketing, you'll find a lot of people do not want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't care, because this truly is the American way. It's been this way for a long time. You can go back to the 50s and the 60s when they had the Cadillac commercials. It's deep. It goes deep. People identify with this stuff.
But you know what I think it is? Back to what we were saying about Hezekiah News, right? That video was more so speaking to, businesses. But I believe our addiction has started by us looking at what the white man had.
I love being black. Shame the
That's
devil.
what I think. That's what I think.
And it has.
I love being black.
Listen, even drugs, right? Even cocaine, what's that? Crack cocaine. White man was doing cocaine already. Okay? Quite a few drug addicts I know or knew, that's up in age, they were saying that, they were introduced to it as it being a cheaper form of cocaine for them to use. A lot of the things that we've learned to desire over the decades It's just a result of thinking that the white man is better than us. So, in order to feel equal to him, we try to get the things that he has. And then it went from that to them noticing that, because it was a time when black folks didn't aspire to all those things. We could have a good time just being with family and maybe some music, but the addiction to materialism, I believe that's rooted in us having a desire to be what we think is equal to the white man. Because if we have the material things that he has, then it makes us just as good as him.
Feels good. Let's take this new caller. Let's take this new caller, ladies. Ladies.
We feel good when we can say, "Oh, I got this North Face jacket," or "I got this something a brand that a white person wear." We feel good. We feel like we done made it.
We do.
And I'm not gonna say I don't got North Face because I do, because it's good quality outerwear. And,
but that's not even why we say it half the time, though. That's not even like a lot of people. Listen, a lot of people look. I know some people that will, like, how some brands have the word, the name, like where you can see it, and then they may have a similar or exact product just like it, but you just, the name is not splattered all over it where you can see. People will literally not. So I know some folks that will not buy it unless you can see the name on the outside.
Same. Well, a lot of us.
I used to be like that.
Like,
listen, but ladies, I need to.
Quiet.
Ladies,
Martin trying to say something.
Thank you. I got a new caller. Let's try to show some love to the new
Martin,
caller.
I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up and let somebody else call in. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody. All right.
Area code 630. Area code 630. Come on, caller. Area code 630.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, brother Bill. I
you
didn't recognize
doing?
that was you. Hey, Bill. How you doing? Go ahead.
Yeah. I've been listening for a little while, and I've heard mostly women speaking, and they have a lot of valid points all across the board as far as the marketing and all of the targeted marketing. But the bottom line is this. Oh, let me first say this. I think we got to stop saying they're giving our resources to these migrants. Those are not our resources, and they have proven that they're not ours. What God got for us, we gonna have. Once we say they giving our resources to them or anybody else, that lets them off the hook for reparations or anything to do with our neighborhood. We ain't got it. We gave it to them. You saw it. You said it. Those are not our resources, but they do have resources, and they have showed us on the federal level, the state level, and the city level. And this is a thing that we keep trying to figure out what's going on. As far as the spending, it's a lot of things that we could do to better ourselves. But the bottom line of this fight, this is an old demon, man. I said this before. This demon been around working against us for centuries. And until we engulf that and realize and see, okay, we got the Democrats in power right now, and they are allowing we able to look back now and see the last 75 years with our loyalty. They haven't did anything. So it's even deeper than the 75 years, man. Anything to hold us back, man. Anything. And we put our trust in the wrong people instead of ourselves and in God. We put our trust in the pastor and these politicians, and that's where the start is, right there.
Hey, well, can I say something, Bill?
Sticking together.
Let me say something real quick, Bill.
Yeah.
That these people, these politicians, and these pastors supposed to represent the community they serve, or they supposed to represent it. And I understand what you're saying. They giving our resource. We'll just say they're using our tax dollars, because it's like we're financing our own oppression. They're using the money that we paying into the system to finance what they're trying to do. So we could use that word, like the brother said. Let's say we're gonna say resource. We'll say they're using our tax dollars. That's what we can say, tax dollars, because they are using our tax dollars.
Because and they're showing it, like I said, on a federal level, on a state level, in the city level, they fighting for it because they're gonna get this money from the federal government, and they showing us clearly they don't care about us. This is just another backhand to show you niggas stay in your place. I'm in control. I don't like you. That's what it says. I don't like you.
So
I like everything else.
So in other words,
I like everything and everybody else more than you. They brought up the spending and the tax money. Where have you seen somebody anywhere? Cash is king. We got the strongest dollar, and if I'm not mistaken, the way they came up with how much money we spend, and we got the strongest dollar as far as a race of people, is some scholars from some historical black colleges started doing it back in the late 60s, and they came up with different numbers in ways that we were spending more than most other races. But anyway, where have you ever seen somebody just say, okay, you got whatever nationality, Asian, Irish, and the black people are spending more money? Why wouldn't you? Wherever you go, whoever spends the most money is the one who gets the most respect, but not us.
Yeah. Well, let me say this.
So it ain't just about our dollar. They don't care about our dollar.
Let me say this, Bill. We don't have no other choice but to spend our dollars with them, because we don't own nothing. We own like 1/10 or 1% of the business here in the United States. So we have to outsource our money. Our money could never stay in the community if we don't have the things in the community that we need. If we don't have the cleaners, the laundromats, the taxis, the hospitals, the schools, the banks, or the grocery stores, we're going to always have to outsource our money to others. We're going to always have to do that. For real talk. That's just
and they give them help.
Yeah.
They give them help to set up businesses in our neighborhood, whether it's the liquor store or either everything pretty much except for the funeral home, barbershop, and the beauty
and churches.
The beauty salon.
Churches,
yeah, in the church.
Church is the biggest business. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As long as they can control them, they controlling a bigger percentage in each neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man.
So
I just know people got to realize this is way bigger than what the face value of it is.
Okay, hold it right there, Bill. I need I think I got 123 likes. I need at least 200 before y'all get off this live now. Those of you that have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. 200 likes, and that'll make me feel great. Because when you hit the like button, it goes up and up. More people can see the live video, and that's what we want. Because we're saying some good information here, people. It's some real good information. Before I go to the next person, I want to call on Natasha. Tell us about that meeting tomorrow, City Council. Make an announcement on that for us real quick. Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be a council meeting at 9 a.m. at 121 North LaSalle, the City Hall. I believe it's the second floor. They're going to be discussing the immigrants, their shelter situation, and their rights, and a few other things.
Wow.
Mm.
But you know what? I said this like about a few months ago to my coworkers that, one day we're going to look up and they're going to have more rights. Forget the help they get.
Well, You know what? Let me hold on,
ain't gonna be
sister.
able to say nothing to them.
Sister, let me say something. Now I put a flyer up on my thing. Somebody sent it to me.
I see at
It
12
said,
o'clock.
yeah. So I don't know what's that 9 o'clock's up, but I know this one right here. It says pack City Hall to say
let me go look
no
and
to
see.
arbitration Tuesday, 1:30, 12 p.m. City Hall. So I don't know. We got to get the times and dates right, so we don't want to mislead the people.
I think that all our people need to be on their website and whatever. I don't care if it's about the immigrants or not, because they might sneak some information in anyway, even if it ain't scheduled. Okay. I think that we all should be trying to attend whatever. I've been telling everybody I see, even hanging out, even at work, I'm on my train, I'm sticking my head out the window. Everybody back, I say, hey, I even told some white folks, hey, you know, this is happening over here. You might want to go to that meeting. If I see them griping about it, I say you go to that City Hall meeting. At least that's a start. That way you could know where you could probably, where you're going to have to direct your anger at. Okay? When you hear it from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
But yeah, at 9 o'clock, 121 North or South City Hall. And then looks like they might be having stuff all day, though. I didn't know that they had one.
Somebody said that's 2 different meetings. Okay. 2 different meetings. Okay. 2 different meetings.
But yours is at 12, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that they have one.
I just made the announcement so we know we won't be confused. They be calling me, inboxing me. Martin, you said, no, let's get it right. All right, people, again, hit the like button. I'm thinking I'm at 152.
Martin.
Yes, go ahead. Did you hit the like button, young lady? Don't tell me you talking
on YouTube.
Well, hit the like button on YouTube.
I hit it on YouTube.
Hit the like on YouTube. Okay, hit the like button.
Did.
Okay, thank you.
You
Go
at
ahead.
31. You at 31 likes now.
Okay, good.
Okay, I was gonna say, to get back on this marketing thing, because that is a topic that I've always been kind of interested in, and I have books on the topic. There's a good book called Why We Buy, and it can really break down the psychology of why we actually buy the things that we do. Because like I said, a lot of people, marketing is presented to us at a very young age. From the time you're even a toddler, a lot of people don't know that even in the grocery stores, why do you think they put the children's cereal on the bottom shelf? It's the reason they put it on the bottom shelf, so that it's marketed to children, because the children are small. They walk in, they're in the shopping cart. It's at eye level with the children. And, you see it on commercials. So, we've been subjected to this from really birth. And when we start to figure out our identity, when we get in adolescence, when people we look up to, that's why these celebrities, you will see them on commercials. They marketing either Gatorade or this drink or a Prime drink, or they wearing Nikes, and it's all this stuff is on purpose. It's not accidental. And so you like LeBron James, and you see him wearing Nikes, and so you want to wear Nikes, and that's how they get their spokesperson. That's why they pay these people millions of dollars to promote these things, because they know that they're gonna pay LeBron James $5 million to promote Nike, and in return, Nike is going to get, $20 million, so it's just, it's all intertwined. And like that lady was saying, by design. And like that lady was saying, we got to get people to stop buying stuff that we don't need. Like I told her, this is the American way. You're not going to change the culture overnight, and you're not even going to change in my opinion, in a generation, because this is so intertwined with people's identity. And when you start questioning people's identity, you're going to learn real quick that a lot of people are just going to tune you out. They're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting. They're not really going to want to hear it, because people, we identify with these brands. We identify. There's a such term as brand loyalty. That's why you got some people, they'll travel all the way to Michigan just to buy a Ford. They could be from Michigan, and they're gonna travel to Michigan to buy a Ford, because they're that dedicated. And when you start questioning people's brand loyalty, it's gonna fall on deaf ears for many people, unless they're like a teenager. Or you start talking to somebody in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and they've been buying the same label, the same brand It don't even got to be for clothing or shoes. It could be like a staple product from a grocery store. You know, some people, they only will buy open pit barbecue sauce and they're not going to buy anything else. You can't tell them nothing. You can't let them try anything else. Some people will only buy, 7-Up pop, and that's it for them. Or a certain type of cigarette.
How do we, well, sister, how do we utilize our youth? How do we utilize our youth? Because they right now, they run their parents, right? So I hear what you're saying, and I absolutely agree with you. Like, and I have no, what I say when we do have this, is how do we start to change it? Even with that mindset, what that does is put out to the universe that there's no possibility for change. For me, how do we bring the youth that technically run their parents on board? How do we change the marketing and propaganda for them in our own internal way? Because right now, our children run their parents because all of them trying to be their friends. So how do we utilize that for ourselves strategically? Because, honestly, what I did, because I'm in my late 30s, that was a horrible habit for me. People align that with fasting. How do we find things and commonality in our community, and I'm just only being devil's advocate because we got to find solutions at some point versus continuing, to complain, which I am for you with setting out what our realities are. But I'm also, as an organizer, used to us coming up with a solution from that. How do we align this with church-based people who like to fast? If you like to fast, then how can we intertwine you shopping with your fast? As a youth, if you like to do certain things, how do we intertwine that with the language for them to understand differently? How do we do this different for us? Oh, you want Balenciaga, but do you want the 6-bedroom house? This how you get it. Because we know the kids, that's what they want. So for me, how do we find the solutions between all of these things that our community have been given bad habits from since slavery? Because we know places like Roseland and other places, when Black people came from slavery, they also built $1 million communities that were bombed and turned into lakes around the country. So simultaneously, we also have to realize that diabolically, this country has waited for us to be successful to come right behind us and bomb our asses. So it's not like we don't want it and we haven't wanted it. What I'm seeing now for us and hearing a sister like you that gets it, how do you and I come together intergenerationally and come up with a solution so that we change this narrative, because it is possible. I believe that all things that leave the tongue can come into true manifestation. And what I speak of is manifestation of my people and priority of us getting these bad habit rights, and me being an example of changing what happened maybe decades before me and ending generational curses personally in my family. How do we work together, sister, with the knowledge that you and I both have intergenerationally, and work with these brothers to make sure we change that narrative and get our youth on board, because the youth can change their parents. If nobody else can, the youth can.
Here's one solution, and it can start from the moment they understand what you're saying. Start telling your kids no. Start telling them no.
Yes, ma'am.
When they ask for something because they see it on TV, stop trying to distract them from something else. Just tell them no. See, Martin and everybody, we need to get back. You know what we've lost in this culture? We need to get back to just telling our kids the truth, and just straight truth, unfiltered, just telling them how it is. I see too many parents today. They trying to make all these excuses. They beating around the bush, trying to make an excuse, trying to rosy everything up. My mom used to tell me, "You don't need that." See, children don't know what's best for them. They're reliant on the parent to guide them and teach them and show them and to regulate their foolishness that's naturally in them. Children are going to want what they see. And so when parents used to just tell their children no, and you don't need an explanation, just no. Now my mom, she used to say, no, you don't need that. You're gonna play with it 1 minute and forget about it. Now see, that goes through a 5 and 6 year old, 7-year-old child mind, and they think, oh no, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna play with it for weeks. I'm gonna play with it forever. And then when you get older, you realize, oh, she was right. And so many parents today, okay, what do we see on Facebook all the time? Oh, my child not gonna want for nothing. I'm gonna get my child gonna be I'm gonna get my child everything I didn't have, and my child this. I know a lady, a Black woman. She told me,
you know what?
She told me, she said, I don't tell my child no. She told me, it's a black woman now. She told me, she said, oh, we don't, she said, we don't tell my daughter no.
So but you know what's crazy? That phrase that you said about how, because I go through this with people all the time, because my kids, I have 2 boys, and all my oldest son wanted is a good pair of shoes for his feet because he played basketball and he liked to protect his ankles. Other than that, he don't care about nothing, okay? He's not into all of that. But that phrase that you said about how they like to say, my child don't want for nothing, I'm going to give him everything I didn't have. It's so ironic that, you know, when you see the people that say those things a lot of times, because what they fail to understand is you're doing the exact opposite. You're not giving everything. You're not giving your child what you never had or whatever, and you're not giving them. And they are wanting for some things, right? They're thinking about in a materialistic aspect because they can't do nothing else. They forget to give their children real pride, self-respect, some type of identity, okay? Real love, yes, education. These are the things that they really should. When they say that they don't want for anything, that's really what they should be meaning. But they replace those things, because a lot of times some of us can be kind of lazy. They replace those things by buying them actual things rather than actually investing in their kids. You understand what I'm saying? Because as long as the child got food, shoes on their feet, clothes on their back, a shelter, you know, and you're being the best parent. And I know this for a fact. Like I said, I live in the ghetto pretty much. My oldest son, he went to Walt Disney going up to school. I had him going up to school by himself to 6th grade. He go to Whitney Young. He go take that train and that bus back and forth to school. I don't have to worry about him getting into no mess, you know, and he's socially very, very, everybody loves him, okay? So he really has doors where he can go in and get into some BS if he wanted to, but it's about the foundation that you set. You understand what I'm saying? And
my mom used to tell me, she she'd say, you only want that because this person got it or because they got it.
Mm-hmm. Don't even know why they want it.
Yeah, and that's the truth. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that in a sense, because, you know, children are going to want things, and there's nothing wrong with children getting some things that they want. I'm not saying, just shoot them down every time they ask for something. I'm not saying that, you know, because I do think
break their spirit.
Yeah, I do think
you got to be careful about what you give.
To a degree, it's healthy to assimilate to the culture. You know, this is your culture. You live in America. You know, you're not gonna walk out here with some wearing some rags that they wear in some African country or some Indian country. You're gonna wear the clothing that pertains to your nation, right? So you're gonna wear the Nikes, you're gonna wear the Adidas, you're gonna wear the Skechers, whatever brand you choose to rep. You're gonna wear some brand. So you know, it's not all bad, but when you got people out here going into debt, like Martin said on one of his shows, I think it was a show I listened to yesterday, really profound, like first 30, 40 minutes. And he was talking about, you got 12 credit cards and they all maxed out and you're struggling to pay your card note and, you know, you barely making it, but, you know, you talking about you got this and you got that. You know, that's where it gets into trouble, you know, because, you know.
But when they be acting like they're going to, but the ones that be acting like they're going to kill over, why? Why you need it so bad? What is it about it that causes you to act like this about it? You know,
I think also if we be honest, I'm sorry.
Hey, ladies, I need y'all quiet. I just want to make this statement. I'm going to let y'all talk. We can give y'all about 10 more minutes. Listen, I always say, instead of buying your child everything that you didn't have when you was coming up, you need to teach them everything you didn't know. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. So, y'all, we got about 10 minutes left.
No education or nothing.
Yeah. We need it's
Martin,
teaching.
That's too much like right, Martin. That's too much like right.
Listen,
and it requires too much effort.
we need solutions. But we need solutions. That's what we act as.
I think part of the solution is accountability on us as women, you know, and this is a woman talking, you know. I love us. I'm a woman before I'm anything. But if we're going to take accountability, because I can't hold men accountable, I leave that to Martin because he's a man. What I can talk about is my experience with men and how let down I've been with them. but I'm not going to sit here and try to say what the responsibility of men is. What I will say is that as women, this is not to all of us. So please don't take what I say personal. I want us to understand.
I already agree with you.
I think as women, when we have the opportunity to have men come into our lives and be an example for our young men and our young women, because a young girl, a young black girl getting the right love from a black man gives her a different set of foundational values. As black women, we have to stop the status quo of not being able to hold our friend accountable. You know how we say F boy stuff? It's a bunch of F girl stuff that our friends are doing that we are not holding them accountable to, but we are left with the boys to date. So if we're going to sit on one voice to say that men ain't ish, then we got to hold the women accountable that's raising these men. Because a lot of the men that I deal with and have to date, and this is not all women, so women don't come on this bandwagon saying I raised my son right. Kudos to you and I love you, sister. And this is me. This has nothing to do with you. So sit this conversation or this part of the conversation out. Who I am talking to is your companions that you call friend and that you'd rather keep that friend title to versus telling her sister, let that man come see that baby. He don't want you no more. Those are the conversations we are too afraid to have because we too afraid to lose somebody we call friends when reality, they just associates. As women, we have the ability to change this narrative today. Well, how we cut ourselves off, easily accessible to these men to put boundaries on ourselves, put boundaries on our lives, and regain the value of ourselves when it comes to choosing these men. Because at the end of the day, if the man you chose was a dog A Negro, not all the time, but majority of the time you knew that before you went down and laid with fleas and now you're itching. And you're blaming the world because you're itching. We have to take accountability and set boundaries for ourselves, not just for us, but for the next generation. Hearing these women on these calls just affirm my boundaries that I've set for myself throughout my life. And I am proud to be in existence and in conversation with both of you women with your own lives and own perspectives and own push in this world. But I bet you got boundaries. I bet you it's things that you're not going to let any man come and step up and give and do to you. And I bet you when you're in a conversation of other women who are inadequate to the conversation, you hold them accountable. And guess what? Your life gets a little bit more lonelier because of it. So I'm sending you love through this call because we get a lot of flack as women who stand up against the things that we need to hold other women accountable for. And that's not all women. So take yourself out the boat. And I'm not talking about men because I'm not a man. So don't ask me what it is to be a man when I have a vagina.
Well, this goes back to biblical times. This goes back to biblical times because look, why was Jesus hated and eventually killed? Because he prophesied that their works were evil. He basically he was telling people about themselves and they didn't want to hear it. So nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. Jesus was hated because he told the truth. Like I said, when you start telling people the truth, whether about
they start getting away from you.
Yes. People are gonna
get away from you. Believe me, I know.
Yes, people are gonna fall. People are gonna fall away from you. Like I said, you'll be in their face telling about this, telling the truth about this. Oh yeah, you know why you really buy these Nike shoes, right? Or you don't need this $500 jacket to feel important. You got to meet people where they are, and a lot of people who feel this way about this stuff, they're not gonna be convinced in a 10-minute session about what you're talking about because they ain't trying to hear it. And if anything, they're gonna get defensive. They're gonna think that you talking about them. So they're gonna get angry. They're gonna feel insecure, and so they're gonna naturally gravitate away from you, and they may even start to hate you or think that you think that
you listen. You know what? Or you think you perfect.
You're gonna be the last one, Natasha.
Listen.
You're gonna be the last one. Then let Bill end it and close us out. You're gonna be last. Go ahead.
I just wanted to speak to what she said about us women because I have one friend that has kids. Okay, and of course I'm not like this, but I do normally stick to myself. But I do have one friend that has children. But I wonder when you talk about telling your friends about themselves, who are friends with these women? That are, because we know it's the daddy should be there and all this other stuff, right? That's true enough. I'm not
the men not supposed to be there to take care of their kids because they should. But if you are the only parent there, you're supposed to at least do what you're supposed to do as the mother, right? Who are friends with these women who have Pookie and Ray Ray living in their house? Like, I was just on the Crime Chaser, the Crime Stopper page, and I'm just reading, like, since we've been on the phone, I've been reading, I think I wrote like 5 different deaths and shootings, and like some down the street from me on 79th and Coast, it says a group of 7-year-olds to 13-year-olds had a gun between them walking down the street. Like, who are their mothers? Because there's a chance their daddy ain't in their life. Now, I know some no good men that are actually in the home with their kids. Okay, that's the truth. But a lot of the time, it is just, the mama at home. But who are friends and family? Because I don't have nobody in my family like that. My family ain't perfect. Like, the men in my family don't gangbang and they don't be in the streets and they don't sell no drugs. But who's friends and family with these women that have these boys that they baby, these boys that they continue to feed and house and buy, like you said, buy expensive clothes for? They don't go to school, or they don't get the grades, or they don't obey them in the home. They always out in the streets. Who are, and this goes back to what you said, what someone was saying about what do we do about the youth. Being around teenagers and younger people, the thing about it is, if they have somebody that's close in their life, a lot of times they have somebody close in their life that promotes or turns a blind eye to their wrongdoing, it's hard to get through to them. Now I've ran into some that you could tell, you didn't even have to tell them. You could just tell that they did want help, even though they was doing bad things. You could tell the ones that want help. Then you got the ones who mamas and sometimes daddies, they just no accountability, and sometimes they encourage their behavior. That's also because they have low self-esteem. They don't have no good expectations for their kids. They feel like this is the life and this is the best they can do. If they wanna acquire things, it's how they gotta do it, because they don't know no other way. They don't even want to try no other way. But if you know people, because somebody kids is out here doing this, man, it's way too much going on. Somebody is related to or friends with or know of people who have children that are doing some of the things that you see out here now. And if we do know these people, then it is our responsibility to grab somebody and say, hey, what does so-and-so need? Why is he doing this? Maybe they need to go see a therapist or something. I don't know. But the multitude of death and destruction that we see with the youth, we do need to talk to their parents. Because you could say you could talk to the kids, but as long as they're a parent somewhere, telling them, man, please don't listen to them, you'll be all right, then that's all they need to hear to validate the bullshit, the bull stuff they doing.
All right,
they're not going to be trying to hear nobody else.
We're going to hold it right there, my sister. Hold it. Bill, did you have something to say? Then we're done. Bill?
Yeah.
We're going to be
I'll
done.
try to make it.
Go ahead.
What they were saying about the youth, then we got to realize all of them ain't going to save, man. Gotta start saving these babies, the ones that's 7, 8, and before they turn 10, and let it rely on family situation, because we already see they they're being raised in a sick situation. So the neighbor or they're not gonna let people like this young lady speaking. I believe she was on here a couple times before, and some other people say you need to get in these schools, but it's not that easy. I don't want you in the school. You got some fat for the black kids' heads. They don't want you there. Also, I like to comment on the market in this, man. Many years, people in particular, since that's what we're talking about, it's other races, but definitely us. We emulate Made It Out. Is somebody that plays sports, or is the drug dealer or the rapper? In my day, was there somebody that played sports, or very rarely that people have to emulate hard-working man that the garbage man had a good job out of for his family. Was able to go and move in the suburbs or buy houses for East, nice houses, and what they wanted. They want to emulate got out of the neighborhood. It's been that way. Even my grandparents, as humble as they were, and they call themselves doing it, they was gonna emulate Fitzgerald, Tina Horn, as far as dressing or whatever it may be. Just that in us times in society, it's a little excessive. They might have wanted to do it once a month. Our generation and younger, which our generation, I'll put it on them, is to do it every day. It's a problem, but it's like the one young lady said, that's a hard habit break with people being influenced by certain brands. It probably wouldn't happen in this generation. But one thing we'll agree is things possible with God. I think our main concern is with thing we got on is these people that's leading us, that's misrepresenting us, politicians to clergymen, whatever you want to call them, and trying to save these babies, man. The ones that's 9, 10, it's your neighbor. If you got a good heart and trying to do good things, talk to that little kid. I ain't finna let you up in the school to talk to him. Got to talk to him on the street or in the hallway or whatever. Take him up under your wing. That's all I got to say.
All right. We're going to leave it right there, people. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank the panel for everybody for coming in. All right. All right.
You already know what it is.
Good night.
Live,
Good night.
uncut, unedited.
Tell
the truth and shame the devil.